Cool.
And the Huntley Red Rangers. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Raiders. Starting number 27, Nico Andrews. Number 16, Connor Arnold. Number 55, Andrew Baumley. Number 19, Alexander Cunningham. Number 36, Kelly Gassner. Number 9, Corey Kowalski. Number 8, Liam Manning. Number 20.
Hello, York Sports Network fans. I am Joshua Melvin. I'm here joined by
Luca DeSanto.
And today we are going to bring you some Dukes boys lacrosse as the Dukes face on a top 10 ranked team preseason in the Huntley Red Raiders. The Dukes come into this one 1-0 with a 17-8 win at Maine South. Their second game versus St. Ignatius was canceled due to weather issues. Just quickly run off the starters. We're going to have Eric Anderson, number 9, Braden Bartlett, number 23, both defense. Then you're also going to have Jackson Reese on defense, number 33. Then you're going to have some middies, and the middies are going to be, if I can find them, as well as Nathan Shaliff, number 26, Seamus Wicklow, number 16, as well as Ryan Dua, number 4, and that's going to be the Dukes as they get the possession first here, it looks like. And starting for Huntley is going to be Nico Andrews, number 27, Connor Ardell, number 16, Andrew Baumley, number 55, Alexander Cunningham, number 19, Kelly Gassner, number 36, Corey Kowalski, number 9, Liam Manning, number 8, Bobby Puppich, I think. I apologize if I mispronounced that, number 21, Colin Reincher, number 4, and Ben Wiley. While I was reading that off to you, that's a goal by what number, Luca, did you see?
I think it was 28.
28, that's going to be Blake Rieger. Where did he come from? He wasn't on the marked starting lineups. It was Bennett Jones? Oh, really? Looks like it was number 26, Bennett Jones, or 25, Bennett Jones with the goal. Starting it off here, it's a good one. The Dukes lost to Wheaton Academy in the sectional finals with a score of 11-8. Huntley lost to the inevitable state runner-up in Lake Forest last year with a score of 11-1 in the super sectionals. So two really good teams with good recent programs here. And Kowalski putting on the pressure. And in comes Reese Richardson, just outmanning everyone to the ball. But they're going to call a foul, and it's going to be Huntley with the ball here.
Yeah, the aggression by both teams being shown very early. Huntley coming in as a very solid team. York being matched up great so far.
Yeah, this should be a very fun one as both teams are really good. So you guys are in for a treat, York Sports Network listeners. Huntley going up the right sideline here. That's the long stick of number 36. That's Kelly Gassner, who then loses it out of bounds. And they're going to say it stays with Huntley. And a few Duke members on the sideline are not supporters of that decision.
This team is very great because it's made up of a few freshmen. Just to shout out a couple, we got Shane Schrainer and Charlie Malcolm. Hope to see them get some minutes tonight.
Yeah, we shall see if they're able to get some crunch time minutes. Working around the back, one of the very interesting things about lacrosse is the fact you can go behind the net in this sport and use that to your advantage. And that's number 6. That's going to be not Nico. That's going to be Justin Jacobson who came on. And scoring is Huntley. That's number 16, Connor Ardell with the goal. Going to tie it up here at 1, 2 minutes into this contest. The Dukes looking for some answers on the defenses. That was good penetration on the right side by Huntley, able to really get close into the net, and left the goalie, Ryan Dua, really no chance there. And that's the tough part about lacrosse, is lacrosse goalies, one of the harder positions in high school sports. Winning the face-off is number 2, and losing it, good job by Reese Richardson to be able to take it, and he gets it back.
Yeah, you were just talking about playing goalie in hockey, lacrosse. It's almost similar to hockey, but hockey is arguably easier because you have much more protection and the goal is much more compact. But with this, it's much more difficult because you have multiple people penetrating at the same time.
Definitely. The passing is definitely one of the more interesting parts of lacrosse, is it's such a small target you have to get the ball into and such a hard thing to catch in a lacrosse ball. I don't know who engineered the sticks, but whoever did really hates actually holding on to the ball. It's not necessarily the best engineered design for catching it, as you see there. Speaking of which, no need to put him on blast, but gonna anyways. That's going to be Braden Bartlett with the missed catch there, but pushing it up the field is Jackson Reese with it. And he crosses the half line. There must be some rule about it because he tried toe dragging himself and stopping himself. Good catch by number 8. That's Lance McCann, and he goes. Nice pass up to number 16. It's going to be, cannot find him. That's Blake Rieger again, I want to say, with the goal. And a great job by Lance to be able to pick up the ball on the miscommunication by Jackson Reese, who went a little too far there.
Yeah, and you just said it. That's Blake Rieger's second goal already, so coming out very strong in the first half.
And on comes a face-off specialist, John Rainier, the defensive tackle for the Dukes football team. Face-offs are one of the biggest parts, as that really controls the possession. So that's why they have these guys come on and be face-off specialists. John loses out there, unfortunately, to number 55 of the Red Raiders. It's going to be Andrew Bayomi.
I think what I find great about this sport is the fact that they're able to secure the ball in these nets while they're sprinting away.
Yeah, definitely. And that was a good job by the long stick, number 26, Nate Shiliff. Will definitely get a name correction on that before the next game, as I'm assuming I'm saying it wrong, and I apologize to the family of Mr. Nathan. Schleif. Thank you. Passing around the horn is the Dukes. And should be a fun broadcast, as Luca and I have both never played lacrosse.
Never played, and I can't say I've watched a game either, full game.
I've watched it, and Brian Grant forces the effort, and he takes it himself all the way. Nice job by Brian Grant, the senior midi. Really good job finding a crease and using a couple pass fakes there to open up something in the defense for him, and he took advantage, and that's what you want to see. Sniping that bottom left corner, it looked like, from up here, but it's hard to see the ball from this far away. On comes now number 29, Reese Richardson, for the face-off. And he wins that one. And now it's number 13 coming away with it. That's Evan Gauhan. Gauhan. Gone? The Dukes did this a lot last season in the couple of games I watched. They really wanted to control the possession and wait their time, as they were a really good passing team, and they were able to get some good openings from this. And last time you were able to see that Brian Grant was able to get a nice opening and score. And he's going to pass around here.
Yeah, you just said it. They're really taking their time to get a good shot here. And even under defensive pressure, they're still able to do that.
Yeah, Lance McCann with a nice move, a little wrap around the head of the defender. Not an easy move. Blake Rieger applying pressure on the Huntley goalie. Number 4, Colin Reichener. And right back at it is Huntley, using the transition to their advantage, but then they slow it down as they didn't like the opportunity on the odd man rush. Looking around, Huntley seeming to do the same thing that York did now that they have it in their own zone. And now they're going to pressure as soon as they got a big hit laid. And they're going to call a flag there. That's number 13 laying the boomstick. Evan Gauhan. It's going to be Huntley ball here, so it must have been a penalty on Gauhan, who's getting a talking to from one of the coaches about how to hit him properly. Moving a little too fast was number 27 of Huntley. Nico Andrews forces a turnover here. Looks like there must be a side pressed 50-yard line limit, as both 3 defenders for Huntley and 3 offenders for York is waiting right at the 50-yard line.
You can't have more than 6 over the 50-yard line at one time.
I was just informed by a resident lacrosse expert, Gavin Connolly, who played back in middle school. Absolute demon on the pitch with his long stick. Great defender for Elax. Quit to pursue his basketball career. But he knows more lacrosse than Luca and I do, so he told us that only 6 men on a side per team. So that is why Jackson Reese earlier in the possessions, earlier this game, tried stopping himself from crossing the 50-yard line because there was no one there to come back on the other side of the 50-yard line. Huntley still with it. Big shot here and a goal. Number 8. It's going to be Liam Manning. Cutting the deficit to 1. Lacrosse is a very interesting scoring sport, as there's really nothing equal to it in the amount of goals that there are, right? Because baseball, a little less per game at about, let's say, 4 to 5 runs per team. You have basketball, obviously nearing 100 points per team. You have football, which is in the 20s or 30s, but if you want to look at actual scores, it's about 5 to 6. And then, of course, you have any other sport. Hockey is in the, once again, 4 to 5 range.
Then, you see when you watch lacrosse, I mean, I personally think a lot about soccer, but soccer, obviously, a very low-scoring sport. You'll probably see the final score being 1 or 2 to 0.
Correct. So it's an interesting sport. It's definitely one of those hybrid sports that someone had a lot of fun when trying to invent quite a few years ago. But as a lot of their players quote, as well as Jackson Reese, that it's the sport of the future. And a lot of kids are joining it and playing it, and it looks like a lot of fun. As you said, you need a lot of different skill sets to be very good at this. And Lance McCann picking it up and looking for a pass in front of the net, instead hits the net, and trying to beat it out is number 25. Bennett Jones wasn't able to get there.
Yeah, you were just talking about how the sport's on the rise. I mean, I think that if we looked at the sideline about 5 years ago, I don't think we'd see half as many people that are there right now, but you can see a lot of people here are rostered, and, I mean, freshman spots are full, JV spots are full, and varsity spots are full, so you're definitely correct. The sport is on the rise.
Definitely reminds me of another sport on the rise, ultimate frisbee. Big up-and-coming sport. But back to the topic at hand. It's going to be Blake Rieger with it, number 28. I apologize earlier. Number 16 is actually Seamus Wicklow, who had the goal earlier. The second goal of the game, I want to say, yeah, because Brian Grant was the third goal. So Seamus Wicklow with the second goal of the game, and he's been number 16. Number 28 has been Blake Rieger. Flag on the play, I guess. In the wise words of lead announcer Gavin Connolly, flag's a-flying. And the Dukes are just going to play a little catch with it. That's Seamus Wicklow and Brian Grant, two of the goal scorers, tossing that flag back and forth. As the ref has a little conversation with the substitute on the sideline. And calmly, Brian Grant hands it back. Good to not get in unsportsmanlike conduct. Do I know if that is in lacrosse? No. So we shall see.
Yeah, you're talking about that. You notice how refs are much more sensitive in sports nowadays? I mean, you can see players of basketball literally bouncing a ball and they'll get a technical foul.
Great find by Lance McCann, unable to corral the pass, is Kowalski. Tommy Kowalski of York. There is a Kowalski on Huntley. But then Kowalski able to recover. He went on a tear in the middle of last season, scoring about 4 goals a game himself. A nice catch there to avoid the turnover.
Good save.
Over to Jones. Jones with it. Looking at down low to Seamus Wicklow. McCann, so dangerous from that point spot on the left side. Just such a great passer, and he can attack anytime he wants as well. It's going to stay with York. Wicklow's going to get in to McCann. And a little skipper, saved. And then he loses possession. Wicklow gets it and scores. Nice play there. It looked like he was trying to the goaltender was trying to readjust, grab the ball to flick it out of there, but then perfectly timed by Wicklow to be able to steal it away. Face-off team coming on now is number 26. It's going to be Nathan Schleif, along with number 13, Evan Gaughan. Of course, Richardson. My apologies, not Reese Richardson, number 22, who wins it. That's going to be Finton Helm, the sophomore wide receiver. for the Dukes. Looking to earn that starting role next to Luke Maylander next year after having a very successful year for the Dukes sophomore team.
Mailman.
Luca showing his support for his sprinting teammate, Luke Maylander.
Although if it's Lucas sprinting, is it really sprinting?
Thank you.
Now McCann with it, looking to create something himself. He does. Pass inside to Wicklow. Wicklow gets blocked. It's going to be thrown around. Don't know where it goes. It's in the goalie's net somehow. It's number 4. Colin Rager. Huntley finally crosses the 50-yard line for the first time in quite a few minutes. A little skipping pass. Able to be corralled by the Red Raiders. Looking to pressure himself is number 55. Andrew Balmy, who doesn't do it successfully in duo with the ball. Going to pass it around. New face, number 5. With it now, looking to push up. What a catch by number 18. Trying to get my rosters down right now. I am not seeing an 18 for York. Did he just disappear? I don't know where he went.
Well, now he's off the field.
He's off the field, subbed off. Looks like a face-off guy. If it was number 13, that was Evan Gone. Two numbers are very similar on number 13 and number 18.
Yeah, only 5 away.
Well, I meant more in the shape and when you're looking from the sky, but sure, you know. And nice move there. Oh, off the
Almost
post is
goal.
Bennett Jones. Almost had a goal for himself. And attacking and forcing the turnover is Lance McCann. And it seemed to think that they thought it was out of bounds, but I guess not. Lance McCann able to get it. But now the ref calls it, but he doesn't. Do not know what's going on. Kowalski with a shot. Reichner with the save. Yes, I am not. There's a 19 and a 13, which respectively are Tommy Kowalski and Evan Gone. So it could have been them who started the charge. And a good move from number 55, Boundley, who then goes off and lets the attackers do their thing. We're going to shoot and no goal. And that is the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Luca, in the first quarter of lacrosse you've ever watched, what are your takeaways?
Man, I'm just becoming more educated with the sport by the second. We're seeing great attacking and slashing by both teams. 4-2 right now, Duke's lead. Great performances on each side. Can't give you a complete rundown right now due to my lack of understanding of the game, but I'm sure this is a learning experience. So we will be right back. You are watching York Sports Network.
And welcome back to York Sports Network. It is your broadcast of York Dukes Lacrosse. I am Joshua Melvin. I am joined by
Luca DeSanto.
We have a close one here between two top teams in the state, Huntley and York. So far, York has the step up with 4-2 and definitely been dominating the time of possession. Currently, we do not have a person keeping track of time of possession on which half of the 50 each team has had possession of. But as of right now, if I were to guess, I'm going to throw out a number of 8-4 in favor of York in terms of possession time of the 12 minutes of the first quarter we've had. Pushing the effort here is number 26. That's Brendan Bassing. Over to McCann. He's on the left side, likely going to give it away and go to his typical point spot. He does to number 28. Blake Rieger. Blake Rieger and Richardson out there with Kowalski, and a nice goal from Bennett Jones. Noted working partner in Wood Tech with Gavin Connolly. A nice scooping, sweeping goal. So he had a little underhand there, skipping it. That's one of the more interesting things of lacrosse, is that pretty much every other sport you want to raise it as much as possible, but in lacrosse, lowering it is probably better, considering the fact that the skipping can do weird things to the ball's rotation, changing the direction, as well as, more likely than not, the net's not going to be there, and that's a face-off win from Reese Richardson, who's still under pressure by Huntley. He's going to cross the 50 and push the effort.
He's able to outrun all of his defenders there. Great effort by him.
Yeah, notably known as one of the better athletes at York High School overall. Was a cornerback for the Dukes, one of the most physically demanding positions. Off goes Richardson, on comes Kowalski, who immediately gives it up to Grant, over to Blake Rieger, who hasn't, resets it at the top. And a miscue there. Running for it is number 7. First time we said his name. That's Anthony Mancini. Listed here as Anthony Mancini Jr. Brian Grant with the speed and acceleration. Just running circles around this Huntley defense. Collapsing them. Nice move by Kowalski in. No good. And another fun thing about lacrosse that I really like, I find it entertaining, is how if the ball goes out of the back of the end zone, it's whoever's stick is the closest. So then you see these defenders and offenders reaching their stick out towards the back of the end zone to try and make sure that their sticks with their possession. And sometimes you'll see them dive and sprint to try and catch up to each other. But back comes Seamus Wicklow, and grabbing the ball is Bennett Jones. He's going to start with it here. Give it up to Blake Rieger. So the light starts to dim here at the Clarence C. East Field. Nice move, Bennett Jones. A defensive breakdown there by Huntley, as they just left Jones in that middle area with absolutely nobody around him and a wide open chance opportunity, and taken advantage of. It's now 6-2 York.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. Just a gaping hole right there around everyone, and went right through the goalie's legs to get an easy goal there.
And on comes Evan Gaughan to try and take it. And Reese wins again, and he's going to push the effort again and just run right through number 10 of Huntley. It's going to be Logan Midicus. He's going to give it up and go off. That's a very integral part. I was talking to a few lacrosse players last year, as I had Troy Walker in my gym class, and of course, as I've talked about multiple times, Jackson Reese has been in a few of my class, and I've talked with him about the Dukes lacrosse team, and they've been a very good team, well-rounded overall for the past few years, finishing, I want to say, third in state in the COVID year of 2021, and then last year getting, unfortunately, having to face Wheaton Academy in the sectional final, who's one of the best teams in the state, barely losing out to Lake Forest, who was the state runner-up, and then themselves finishing third in the state. But they said that face-offs were not the strongest part of their team over the past couple of years, and they were really hoping to recruit Reese Richardson and John Rainier to come back this year, and hopefully their development has shown, as so far they've won a lot of the face-offs, and they've been an integral part, as now the Dukes, once again, have possession. There was a little bit of scrum back and forth there. Mancini with it now.
Lights are starting to come on here at Clarence D. Eastfield on this beautiful West Suburban Illinois night.
It is a beautiful night out here, roughly 40-something degrees. Could just pull up the temperature, but I don't really feel like it. Number 6 with it, long snipe. Interesting decision after that nice long possession, but nonetheless, Adam Crum with the save. Fans are not happy after Lance McCann takes a tumble. And stealing the ball away is Eric Anderson, but he loses it, and Gone gets it. And he loses it himself, and he's going at Huntley. Number 23 is pushing the effort now. That's Cole Coppersmith. Eric Anderson with a good play initially. And Dua with the good save. That's Ryan Dua in net, but they're going to call something. I do not know what. And it looks like Huntley's going to start with it, and that's in particular number 21. Bobby Poopich. Looks like the refs having a little discussion, posted up next to the goal. Blake Rieger hands the other ref his flag, and the game will resume. And a little skipping shot by Pupic. No good. And Huntley with it again. A little miscue, and it's going out of bounds, but will he get there? That's number 16 for Huntley with the save. It's Connor Ardell. They're going to call another penalty, push in the back. It's going to be Huntley's again. That time that was on number 26. That's Brennan Bassing. And Bobby with the goal. Pupic putting it in. Splitting the score in half. It's now 6-3 Dukes.
Yeah, that was kind of a collapse on defense. Once again, we saw it on the other end. Just leaving another gaping hole around the offender.
Yeah, that time that's Jackson Reese, who's been a 3-year contributor for the lacrosse team. Came on as a sub a lot the past 2 years, but this year looking to be a starter, take advantage, and be one of the better defenders on this team. That time a little misplay by him, but he was telling me he was nursing a little bit of a knee issue. And now it's going to be Seamus Wicklow with it, so he can use the injury as an excuse, but a breakdown nonetheless leading to a Huntley goal. Lance McCann with it now. Off goes the face-off team. They were on there for quite a while. And as McCann has it, he sauces it back to Blake Rieger. who has it now, trying to put the brakes on against this Huntley defense. Not able to get a shot. He's looking for something. He just passes it out. Kowalski looking for the snipe. He was known for that last year. A lot of goals outside those couple rings. Or looking like baseball diamond things. Don't really know what they are, but he had quite a few shots from outside those rings last year that went into the back of the net.
I believe those rings are used for pole vaulting, shot put,
And a
actually.
goal by Bennett Jones by shot put.
Yeah.
But they're in blue, which is indicated for lacrosse.
Oh.
Gavin, do you know what those little half circle things are?
Yes, it's, I don't know why they have them at the high school level, but it's normally at the professional level they have it because if you make a shot that's past the outer ring, it's 2 points. So I don't know. I'm not sure why they have it now because the 2-point rule is not a thing at the high school level.
So quoted from our resident expert, former long stick Gavin Connolly, he said outside the outer ring, that is 2 points on the professional level. So he's a little confused, and I guess we are too, about why they have it here at the high school level, since every goal is worth the same no matter where it comes from. So don't know what those indicate. I'll have to talk to the people on the lacrosse team and see what that means. But nonetheless, Huntley here with possession and out of position of the Duke's defense. Can they take advantage? No. And a missed play that was too high to number 6. It's Justin Jacobson, unable to corral the high pass. And a long pass. I don't know what that decision was from Ryan Duas. It's a turnover. And going the other way is Boundley, who gives it up around to Pupic, and he puts it in. It was not Bobby Pupic. It was number 16 for the Red Raiders, Connor Ardell, with his second goal of the evening. So the sun starts to set. They make the difference 3 again. Bennett Jones had that goal earlier. I'm coming a new face for Huntley. That's number 44, Colin McDougall. He's sporting the full sweatsuit beneath his jersey. Trying to protect from those bruises, but looks like as he gets in the scrum here, nothing's going to protect him from the stick of Blake Rieger. And all the Duke offenders coming here. Getting a bit chippy here. And on comes number 56. Do not see him on the roster again. We're going to get, yeah, number 56 for Huntley. My eyes were not mistaken. Now let's look back at my roster. I do not see anything for number 56. So he came into cool heads, and there are going to be a timeout. And I guess with that, we'll take a little timeout. Thank you for watching some York boys lacrosse. They lead it 7-4 with 4:49 remaining here in the first half. With the ball now is Huntley. Went towards the net and then turned it around. It's number 8, Liam Manning. Huntley just trying to get back within a goal or two. As soon as York went up, I want to say 4-2. It's not been a 1-goal difference since, and only extended to a 3-goal or a 4-goal difference. At one point, being 7-2. Actually, that math doesn't check out. 7-3. Now it's 7-4. Jackson Reese knocked with the penalty, it looks like. But Duke's with the ball anyways. They're going to come up and pressure Dua. It's Puppich. And a good recovery from Brian Grant, who's now going to turn on the Jets, speed through the defense, and get it into the Duke zone. It's getting a little hand check from number 8, Liam Manning. Pass it down to the bottom. Duke's looking to make another run in the state playoffs and come out of their regional and face in the sectional final. And a shot there from, looks like Blake Rieger who shot that. And a foul call, going to stay with the Dukes. Some great Taylor Swift being played by Gavin Connolly.
It's not. That's not Taylor Swift.
That's close enough. Don't clip that, YouTube.
Some other blonde pop star.
Yeah. Gavin, who is that?
The singer?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
Britney
Spears.
Spears. Free
That's-
Britney.
I don't know if we should be supporting that. Anyways, Reese Richardson with it. Head top is the call by the ref. Don't know what that means, but he tapped the top of his head. Reese Richardson now. Anyways, Duke's ball after the foul call, I guess. I have to get some lacrosse experts in here. Do they call it a foul, a penalty, a flag? What's the terminology? Kowalski good with it, and Wicklow not able to corral a pass. And Huntley getting aggressive here on defense. Letting the boys play a little. There, no call. They were looking for the call, and Lance McCann doesn't hear the whistle, so he keeps playing and is able to recover it for the Dukes. Brian Grant with it now.
Wild shot there.
Yes, a wild shot from Bennett Jones, but does he have a hat trick today, or is that only 2 goals for him? He has a hat trick. I don't know if that's really, I mean, that is an accomplishment, and congrats for Bennett Jones, as there's a timeout on the play. But with so many goals being scored, is 3 a hat trick like as good as a hat trick in soccer or hockey? Or Luke Van Hoeklem, our cameraman, thank you for coming out and supporting us. Maryland commit for soccer shakes his head in disgust, even suggesting the possibility that a cross hat trick is as good as a soccer hat trick.
Has he ever gotten a soccer hat trick, though?
Has he?
Oh, I've scored three hat tricks in a row in my past 3 games. Actually?
He's going on a streak of 3 hat tricks in 3 games. And that's a reason, ladies and gentlemen, why he's going to a Power 5 D1 soccer program looking to bring the Terrapins a national title.
It's like you the entire game. They actually. That's,
And we'll take a little break. And I welcome you back to York Sports Network. I'm Joshua Melvin, joined by Luca DeSanto. About a minute and a half remaining here in the first half. Duke's lead at 7-4. Timeout taken by one of the two teams. Don't know which one. And a shot on goal is scored. Blake Rieger makes it 8-4. The Dukes starting to pull away from this one.
Great shot there by Blake Rieger. Able to get a good read off the defenders.
A face-off here. Face-off team, Evan gone. Reese Richardson and number 26, I think that's Bennett Bassing to my remembrance. Braden Bassing, my apologies. No, that's number 20. 26 is actually Schleif, Nathan Schleif. And Huntley gaining possession here and pressured by Gone. And nearly lost it. Jackson Reese now just using stick as a weapon at that point. Was able to ward off the defender, beating him to the edge. 50 seconds remaining, 8-4 Dukes. Huntley looking for a response here going into halftime, hopefully to use his momentum to mount a comeback against this strong Dukes team. This would be a great win at home versus Huntley, who have yet to play a game as their game versus Hinsdale Central was canceled. And as I said, the Dukes are already 1-0 on the season. And a little kick for fun, and Ryan Dua with it. A good little kick back and forth between him and Jack Tomei, number 5. So you can hear the train rumble by. A staple of Clarence D. East Field is the random freight train passing by. Really adds character to the whole thing and helps our audio out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And 9.9 seconds remaining, but the teams are conferring on the sidelines. Is that half? I do not know. That's why I said, Luke. I said there's 9 seconds remaining, but the entire team is going there. It looks like a full timeout, whatever it is.
Train is great while passing by because it makes me think there's an earthquake every time, or some rowdy fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave pretty soon. What? I'm gonna leave pretty soon.
What time is it?
It's at 7.
You guys play?
The Raging Cajuns.
Damn, I didn't want to go watch it.
She come. Just leave the camera on.
Well, how do I leave?
Nine seconds remaining. Lance McCann with it. Going to look to create something. He gets free, and he misses the net. 0.7 seconds remaining here.
And with that, that ends the first half. Great action here at Clarence D. East Field.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin, if I zoomed out, this is what we'd be getting.
Score 8-4 right now.
And we will see if we can keep the stream going for the second half. As Gavin and I have to go play in our Y-Ball playoff game against the Ragin' Cajuns as members of the Wichita State Shockers. It's currently halftime, and we shall see if we will see you back here in about 8 minutes.
Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Having a fun little time doing scoreboard here. Gonna give you a little bit of a breakdown. As you know, the resident lacrosse expert of York Sports Network. Fantastic first half from the Dukes, and really relying on their experience from players who started on the team last year. And we're seeing that impact be made by guys like Bennett Jones, by Tommy Kowalski, by Jackson Reese. All these guys played for multiple years or started last year, and they're playing with a lot of confidence this year. They're not new to starting on varsity lacrosse against really, really good teams. Bennett Jones already has a hat trick in the first half. Not very good at wood tack, but he makes up for it on the lacrosse field. It shows where his head is at all the time. He's not thinking about wood tack, he's thinking about lacrosse, and I love that from him. The other thing is that the X factor really has been the Duke's ability to win face-offs. They've been really successful from the face-off circle, and when the Dukes can generate more offensive possessions, they're usually really successful because they just make very few mistakes. They take their time, and then eventually they convert these opportunities into goals. So if the Dukes can continue to win face-offs and just not give Huntley these opportunities, I like the Dukes' chances in the second half.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for saying this. If you wanted to support the York men's, Gavin, Connolly, and I both have to leave to go play in our playoff game. So we are going to shut things down here. Unfortunately, we do not have enough members. If you are a fan listening at home, or if you're a parent, you have a kid who goes to York High School who is interested in announcing lacrosse or is a fan of technology, we would love some help this spring with all the different sports that we have. We do not have enough members as we would like to run tech as well as we like for you all. So we are unfortunately going to have to end the stream for now. But once again, have your kid reach out to me, Joshua Melvin, if they have any questions about joining York Sports Network. We thank you for joining us on this nice Tuesday evening, and there will for sure be a post on York Sports Network's Instagram, depending on the score of tonight's game. See you all tomorrow with a boys volleyball game, I want to say. Possibly a different sport, but see you all tomorrow. Thank you for joining us.